From Creamer Media in Johannesburg, this is the Real Economy Report. The 2011 State of the Cities report highlights the achievements and challenges of the country's largest municipalities in the wake of the local elections on the 18th of this month. Petronel Smit reports.
The State of the Cities report was compiled as a guideline for the next generation of leaders set to come forth from the upcoming municipal elections. The South African Cities Network CEO, Sitori Mbanga, highlights some of the report's findings and how it can be helpful to South Africa's future leaders.
The report is informative, particularly its audience is focused on the next generation of leaders that will come on board to govern and manage cities after the May 2011 local government elections. That's on the May. And it says on the whole that cities are resilient. Everything has been thrown at them. They've worked beyond their call of duty to be able to deliver those services, but also to help in delivering big projects. I mean, the World Cup is one of the most notable one for them to have managed to deliver on a national scale. So they've not only just done what their mandate calls them to do, which is basic service delivery, but they've gone beyond their call of duty. And that's what the central message of the report is. Obviously, it does identify what are the key challenges that are going to face this new leadership that will come on board. And central amongst them, and I think as you were phrasing, is the question of finance. I think we are of the opinion that there could be more robustness that can be built for better financial support that gets to be provided to municipalities in light of the fact that they work beyond the call of duty. One of the things that we're going to be doing henceforth is to engage in a thorough dissemination process of the report, including going door to door to each and every municipality to sort of start to say what are the implications for the report for each specific municipality, contributing therefore to the orientation process of the council that will come on board. And in that way, we hope then they'll be able to take the report forward and implement some of the practical suggestions that are in the report in their own spaces.
Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs Minister Yunus Karim doubts whether it would have a material effect on the upcoming municipal elections, as levels of trust and participation in local affairs are low, but still encourages South African citizens to cast their votes on May 18.
What this report is saying is consistent with other surveys that have been undertaken, not least by the government itself. So we are acutely aware that the level of trust by residents in municipalities is not high enough. Partly it is that throughout the world, levels of participation in elections and other means of participation in municipal affairs is lower than participation in provincial and national government spheres. It's a universal norm. In our country, we can't afford that because local government plays a crucial role, a major role really, in service delivery, development and democracy. So for us, it's crucially important that we have high levels of participation, not least in elections. We think that the average voter is not going to be influenced by this report so much as their own experience of local government over the last 5 years. And we are urging people to participate in these elections.
Other news making headlines. South Africa's energy efficiency push is gathering momentum. The commercial real estate market bounces back to double-digit growth, and Investec Property lists its fund on the JSE. Energy efficiency is often described as a no-brainer, particularly in South Africa, which faces an uncertain power supply this winter. Eskom highlighted the generation situation at its most recent State of the Power System update.
Energy efficiency is crucial to ensure that we have enough capacity, specifically to meet essential maintenance windows. We can deal with the capacity that we have. The issue is whether or not we have enough reserves in order for us to deal with the maintenance we need to do. And the maintenance needs to be allowing us to, on a proactive basis, ensure that we protect the system.
South Africa's commercial real estate market has bounced back to 13.3% growth last year, from 2009's 11-year low of 8.8%. This is according to a property index sponsored by the South African Property Owners Association and Investment Property Data Bank.
I think one of the things that has distinguished us quite dramatically in South Africa, or set us apart in a way from the rest of the world, is the strong income driver that we've had over so many years, maintaining its performance all the way. I think in the early 2000s, those figures were 10-11%. They came down to 7-8%. I'm talking now about income yield. And in 2009, as I said, 8.9, which is 4 basis points above the previous year.
Investec Property, a division of Investec Bank, has re-entered the listed property sector through last month's listing of the Investec Property Fund on the real estate holdings and development sector of the JSE.
What it is for us is a platform for growth. Its uniqueness, if there's a uniqueness, it's around the fact that there's a good team around it. And it is, to emphasize what Sam says, a fund that is going to focus on real estate and in the long term, and it's for medium to long term investors. And we will, from time to time, as I said earlier, make an investment that may be dilutive in the short term, as long as we understand and think that it's going to be accretive in the longer term.
There's one more thing that makes it quite unique, is that it will have the full support and backing of Investec skills and Investec property development skills.
That's Creamer Media's Real Economy Report. Join us again next week for more news and insight into South Africa's real economy.